like this cool new sticker I got. This one. So I have this idea. I actually had this idea for like months now. Like in the beginning of this year, I kept listening to this song called Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by the Platters. And I first started off learning it on the piano, and then I really like the chords that you play on the left hand side, and then the right hand side is just like the melody and stuff, but it's very simple. So, you know, at the time I wrote Angel Eyes and like Night Drive, all that stuff. I was like really into dream pop, and I would listen to like Beach House and like Cigarettes After Sex and just like guitar that was drowned in reverb. And so I was thinking, what if we mix those two styles together? Because I really love like that old kind of music that's just like the Platters, Frank Sinatra, you know, Billie Holiday, Miles Davis, right? And I usually play those things on the piano. But when it comes to making music, like my own music, I usually make like dream pop stuff and like alternative rock and just like that sort of stuff that just requires a lot of pedals to make it feel like dreamy and like hazy and stuff. So what I was thinking is like mixing these two things that I really enjoy into like this piece. But as I started like working on that project, I noticed that it was just like really hard to like figure out a way so that I play it a lot slower but it still sounds good, and it doesn't sound like too muddy, or like it doesn't sound like I just grabbed the song and made it slowed and reverb, because I didn't want it to be so simplistic. But it was just really hard at the beginning. But I think now I got this really good idea, because I was listening to this on the software program, and I think what I'm gonna do is just like make it into like my own adaptation, like my own, like to get inspired by the Platters, and not necessarily like do a cover. Like grab certain notes from the song and like certain melodies and like the way that the tempo and the rhythm and stuff, and then like put it in through the dream pop machine and like make it into something sort of modern and unique, and also still in like the alternative genre. But we'll see, because right now it's just like I'm processing it in my head, but I'm still trying to figure out like how I'm gonna do it. So right now I'm just gonna like listen to the song that I have so far, because I really like the melody that I have figured out on the guitar, and I'm pretty sure it's in a different key than from the actual song. You know, mix around a little bit, add a little bit more to it. I heard something in my head as I was taking a dump, so I might add that too. Ever since I came out with Angel Eyes and the whole album, I've been having a really hard time opening up like emotionally in order to create like just anything, even paintings and like music, even dancing. It's just been really hard for me. That's why I decided to stick to the basics and learn a cover song, so that maybe I get inspired by the Platters and I get inspired by just somebody who's already done it. Writing this cover song has been really interesting because I forgot how much I enjoyed writing music and putting my own spin to songs. I remember when I first started just playing guitar and recording myself playing music. It all started from playing cover songs like The Doors, Billie Holiday, Howling Wolf, that kind of stuff. And after I figured out, all the chords to most of their songs, I started grabbing those chords and using them to my advantage to write my own songs. So here I'm writing all the notes down like on a sheet music that I wrote myself on a notebook that I have, and just like lyrics that I think are appropriate to change. I don't really like using all the lyrics that the Platters used because I didn't want it to sound exactly the same. I wanted it to sound modern and to sound like any dream pop song that you usually hear. It doesn't have that many words. And then I also write down like little tabs because I don't really know too much about guitar or bass, but I do know a lot about tabs. Something that my friend, who is also a musician and he's into all that producing and stuff, he told me something really helpful to me is that when you're writing a song or just recording a song, you should just play like if nobody's recording, and to just doodle around with the guitar and the bass and with your voice, record everything, and then just leave it alone. Like, don't touch it, just let it simmer in the program, and then come back to it another day or maybe even another week, and then listen to all the things that you recorded, and hopefully you find some interesting little pieces in there. It kind of reminds me of Where's My Mind by the Pixies, like the ending. Ooh, speaking of the Pixies, I should have vocals. Like in that song, she's like, ooh. And then in the end as well, I'm thinking of adding something like that. Like, that would be really cool. And then the vocals can have like the chorus type of pedals to it. Oh yeah, I have recently seen the Pixies, so I was like really inspired by their songs. And one of their songs, Where's My Mind, came up when I was writing this. So I decided to use some of the stuff that they have in their songs when it comes to vocals and add it to this one. And then I think what I did with the bass is I kept it pretty simple, and I used all of the bass notes that are in the sheet music for the piano, the left hand side. And then the right hand side, I got inspired by Cigarettes After Sex, and I basically grabbed a song, and then I turned it into like an indie sound with the pedals that I was using on the software program. I like really distorted it, and then I turned it back down, like I turned all the knobs back down. That's also something I learned from my friend, is that to figure out how the pedals work and the EQ and stuff is that you just gotta mess around with the knobs until it sounds really good. But you have to have really good ears for that in order for that technique to work. And then after I recorded this video, I went back to the song, and then I recorded some vocals, like some background vocals. The reason that I wanted to do this song is because I was singing it in my head, and when I was singing it and then I recorded it, I noticed that I was singing at the wrong key. But I usually do that because I have a really small octave range. But anyways, that's just how I made the song.